For years, people have been asking Game Freak for an open world Pokemon game, and in recent times, they've kind of been sort of delivering. However, today, Lotad and I are gonna blow your mind. Kanto, despite all the flack it gets, is the closest thing we've ever had to an open world Pokemon game. Here's how.
Everyone knows how the game starts. You wake up in Pallet Town and grab your starter from Professor Oak. You battle your rival, and from that point on, you gain access to Route 1, Viridian City, Route 22, Viridian Forest, Route 2, and Pewter City. The path from Route 1 to Viridian City is straightforward, but once you arrive, you have the choice of going north to Route 2 or west to Route 22. If you go west, you're met with a rival battle and the knowledge that you can't go that way yet because that's where the Pokemon League is. So really, your only choice is to go north through Route 2 and Viridian Forest. When you make it through Viridian Forest, you arrive at Pewter City. All there is to do is check out a museum or battle the gym leader.
Now, here's the beauty of the Kanto region. With just the Boulder badge, you now have access to Route 3, Mount Moon, Route 4, Cerulean City, Route 24, and Route 25, and all the areas you covered previously. So the only way forward from Pewter City is to go east through Route 3 and scale Mount Moon. Once you're out of Mount Moon, you arrive on Route 4, a short route that makes you temporarily give up access to Pewter City because for some reason they decided to put a ledge here. So far, traversing the region has been pretty straightforward, but I think part of what makes the region great is that you're able to see what's to come early on. For example, you start off in Pallet Town and you go down to Oak's lab and you see there's a body of water. Right from the jump, the game feels a little more open just because of that. You know there's something down there, you just can't check it out till later. And then you were given the illusion of choice by being allowed to go west from Viridian, again opening up the region a little bit. And even when you exit Viridian Forest, you see there's a tree blocking the way to a cave. Little things like that just keep you interested and make you feel like you're exploring a region rather than just walking in a straight line.
Now you're in Cerulean City and you have a couple options. You can take on Misty right away if you're feeling up to it, or if you need EXP, you want to go north to Route 24. You're thrown into a rival battle, but once you win, you can cross the Nugget Bridge and head through Route 25. Both these routes are chock full of trainers. At the end of Route 25, you meet Bill, who gives you the SS Anne ticket. Just obtaining that ticket alone gives you access to Route 5, Route 6, Vermilion City, Diglett Tunnel, Route 11, and of course, the SS Anne. Then there, half the region is open to you, and all you have is a gym badge and a ticket.
Now you have your SS Anne ticket, you have plenty of options. I'd recommend battling Misty because she is mandatory to opening up a lot more of the region, as her gym badge lets you use cut outside of battle. But if you want to skip her for now and gain more levels, you are allowed to do that. But let's just assume you've beaten her and you're ready to move forward. All you gotta do is grab the Cut HM from the SS Anne and you're set to travel through most of Kanto and take on the gyms in any order you see fit. You now have access to Route 9, Route 10, Rock Tunnel, Lavender Town, Route 12, Route 8, Route 7, Saffron City, Celadon City, and Route 16.
And once you receive the Pokeflute after doing the Team Rocket events in Celadon City and Lavender Town, you gain access to Cycling Road, Route 18, Fuchsia City, Route 13, 14, and 15. By simply having 2 gym badges, a ticket, and a flute, you can travel all of Kanto except for the small areas that require Surf and the Victory Road that requires all gym badges to be obtained.
Kanto's biggest criticism is that it's mainly just grassland and caves, and while I agree that's boring to look at, you gotta remember the hardware limitations Kanto was created on. I don't hear enough people praise Kanto for how well laid out the region is, and how much of it you can explore at your own leisure. Now you have access to most of the region, it's up to you how you want to tackle it. There's no right or wrong answer. I feel this adds a ton of replay value, and I think that's why it was my most played Pokemon game as a kid. I could mix up the order of things in each playthrough if I wanted. The biggest issue is if you decide to backtrack and take on Surge when you've already beaten Sabrina and Koga, of course you'll be a walk in the park. But the sheer fact that at one point in time we had the ability to straight up skip gym leaders is beautiful. If we had as open as a game as Fire Red and Leaf Green where the gym leaders levels scaled based on how many badges you had, I think that would be a beloved feature by many. Because let's be honest, nowadays Pokemon games are pretty linear. It's like walking through a straight path. Which doesn't bother me personally, but I know it's a huge drawback to the games for many people.
I think Sword and Shield were solid games, but the majority of my playthrough felt like walking through corridors littered with battles. It's like the game was one huge boss rush. And in X and Y, Lumiose City was supposed to be a huge hub that connected to every corner of the region, but you still had to follow the path the rivals chose for you. The wild area was a huge improvement. I just wish what it brought could be seen in every part of the game.
I hope this video helped you find a new appreciation for Kanto. I know we have Scarlet and Violet on the horizon, which is Pokemon's first open world RPG, but I felt it would be nice to give some love to the games that did it first.